So last week, you had a couple of guys who were a little bit older than us talk to you about their stories of service, justice, and peace. I'm assuming you were here for the presentation with Sam and Luke, right? And it is available online, so I know if you weren't here, you should take some time to go and look at it and hear their stories. Samantha and I are not as old as Sam and Luke, but we are probably old for most of you. So we want to today try to talk with you about stories that might be more similar to yours and try to push you in the same direction that Sam and Luke did by inviting you to live a life worthy of the calling towards justice, peace, and equality, the themes of your chapels today. Sam and I are going to more tell you stories. And our stories are not necessarily like the coolest stories ever, although one of our goals for chapel today is to sort of convince you of our cool, hip level. We'll work really hard at that. So, but one of the things that we want you to do is just to see the possibilities in your own lives and in your own stories, in your own families, in the school here, in your own faith journey about what it might mean to take Jesus' invitation towards justice, peace, and equality seriously, and to live into the tradition that is the story of Martin Luther King and the story of struggle in the United States and across the world. I'm going to kick off with something that you probably can recite even before I get rolling here, but I want you to hear with me the words of Jesus and one of the sermons from him that we remember the best. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons and the daughters of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for goodness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and harass you and say all kinds of evil things against you falsely for the sake of the good news. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in the kingdom of heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who spoke before you. You who hear me today are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its taste, how can saltiness be restored? After that, it isn't worth anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot." Today, we want to invite you to hear our stories toward saltiness. So I'm going to kick off part of this story by letting you listen a little bit. I grew up in the 70s. Some of your parents grew up in the 70s. Some of your siblings probably were born in the 70s. But I want to let you listen to a song that played a lot. Actually, these guys are not my family, so although they are pretty cool looking. A song that I grew up listening to a lot. We're just going to catch the first 2 minutes.